Okay guys, in the last part we made the login form and we made the files up as well, but if we type in something here and press login, as you can see it goes to check login.php, which we're going to create in this part. And this is basically going to check everything that has been typed in the index.php to see if the user can get to login success.php. Okay, so this is going to be quite a hard bit. It's probably the most complicated part of this tutorial. So we're just going to put PHP at the top, and we're going to start a session start, and then two brackets, and one of those things we call them. And then in here is going to be user, which is going to be equal to root if you have xampp. Okay, I don't know what you've got, but this is basically, I'll put a wee note at the side here. This is the user for server. Okay, so it could be, if you're putting this online, it could be your user in your web host. Yeah, it'll tell you inside your web host what your user is. And the host, if you've got xampp, it's going to be localhost, but it will be different if obviously you've got an online server, and this is the host for server. And the password is equal to the password for your server. Now defaultly xampp does not have a password, and I've not set up a password, but you can set up one if you want, and if you have, it's just going to be a password inside there. Okay, if you're having any problems with this, feel free to message me and I'll be happy to help you try and get this information. This is the hardest information to get. The database, right, now that is, remember in the first part we went into phpMyAdmin and I created the database tutorial and table users. So the database is going to be tutorial, okay, and that's just don't know if I spelled that wrong, but we'll find out later if I have. So that's the database for server, and then we're going to put the user table, which is equal to, and that's a table, that's here, the table, that's users. Okay, and that's the table for server. Okay, so you don't need to put these are just notes just to let you know what goes in these bits, but that's basically what you have to have in it. Okay, so underneath this, if you've got that, we're going to have to put MySQL connect. This is going to connect to the database. So only the information at the top, and it's going to connect to the host, it's going to connect to the user, and it's going to connect to the password. I know I've not got a password, but you still have to put that in. And or die, which basically means if it can't connect, it will say can't connect. Okay, and underneath here we're going to put my SQL select DB, which is database, and we'll just put a wee note there, has to have that in, and it's or die and put in here MySQL underscore error. And make sure you've got those two little brackets there. Underneath that we're going to put my username is equal to $ underscore post, and then those two little square bracket things, two single quotes, and put in username, and then one of those things at the end. Underneath that we're going to put my password. Now why I'm calling it my username and my password is because I've already used password up here, and if I use it again down here, the system will get confused. Okay, so my password equals $_post, and guess what's going to be in here? It's password. And these are the things that are in the database. Okay, so at this stage what we've done is we've connected and we're posting the username and password to the database. But what we still have to do is check if it's in the database and if the user can successfully pass through to login success.php. Okay, so we're going to put SQL equals, it's a big long line, okay, 2 quotes, and we're going to put select in capitals, has to be in capitals, and star, which is all fields, from 2 curly brackets and a $, and type in user table, which we've called at the top here. Okay, and then in capitals where, small letters, username is equal to, and then 2 single quotes, and inside that 2 curly brackets, $, my username, and then capitals and then small letters, password is equal to, put this back, the password is equal to 2 small quotes, 2 single quotes and 2 curly brackets inside that, and then a $, my password. Okay, and that's that really long line done. Okay, and then we'll put one of those wee things at the end. Underneath that we're going to put result is equal to my SQL underscore query, and then in brackets SQL, and then one of those things at the end. Okay, and in here we're going to put count, which is basically the my SQL num rows, that's the rows inside the table, and here we'll put in result, and that's that. So and then we're going to do down here, if the count is equal to 1, so if it's found a user name with whatever they've typed in and a password, then what we're going to do is we're going to curly bracket here, we're going to basically start a session here, so we're going to do $_ session, and then square brackets, in brackets, username is equal to my username, and then $_ session, square brackets, quotes, password, and then equal to my password, and then we're going to put $_ session, and this is a user record, so it's going to take the user record, which is all the information. Okay, and then we're going to do my SQL fetch, let's go ASOP. This is basically taking all the information about the user so it can display it. If we want to display the user's first name, which is in the database, but we've only typed in a username, we need to put this line in. Okay, so now we're going to say bracket here, curly bracket here, close that one, and we're going to put else, and then curly bracket there, which basically, if it can't do this, echo wrong username or password. So if it was not successful, it should say that. And there's actually a line I've just missed, which I'll put in now. Okay, so we go up here, let's go a wee line down and just tab forward. Yeah, tab to here and put it in header. This is where it's going to go. Location dot dot. I've spelled location wrong. Location is login success dot PHP. This is where it's going to go, and location dot PHP has to be in brackets there, sorry, quotes. Okay, so that should really be it. If you've got this and this is connected properly at the top, then this should connect and take the person to login success dot PHP. So let's give it a wee try. So let's just first of all try a random username and a random password and press login. Now we've got identified variable, my password, that's line 17, right. I knew I wouldn't get it right first time. My password. Right, I spelled my password wrong here. That's what's wrong. Right, now let's try it. Let's refresh it. Resend. Use the one-side constant count. It's at line 22. Okay. So it's, right, count here. You have to put a wee $sign before count here. And save that. Let's try that. Refresh. Resend. And it's saying wrong username or password because I typed in gobbledygook. Okay? But if I type in the right one, which was in the database, which is admin and hello123, admin, I've already saved that there, so it's hello123. It's going to take us to login success.php, which is what we want, and in the next part I'm going to make login success.php, and so it displays the person's name. Okay, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next part.